So we looked at three of them. So we looked at NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft. All three of them on a daily time frame has a sell signal into the last 2 weeks to end this year. At the same time, we know the NDX on the weekly time frame swing is down. S&P, Russell, and the Dow are swing up. It's the mess. It is a mess right now, to be honest. I would highly suggest you not to force any position. Just wait. Nothing is going to happen for a day or two or three that we're going to open something. I open Amazon and Netflix about 70 days, as you can see, the time on those. I did it for a reason because I'm watching this on a daily basis. I was like, okay, I know I'm well aware of the rotation. At the same time, I can see the swings, which way they're going as well. So there is a little mess right now that will eventually will all gonna get lined up. I will, either the swings, all of them has to turn down again. So then all the direction of the swings is gonna be down at the same time, or price has to reverse back on the NDX side to match the Russell, Dow, S&P, and NDX. That will be all for because they were matching for a very long time until that we just had the 5% dip last month. That's what everything got very mixed up since the April low, right? So we looked at see Dow didn't even hesitate at all. So now if we go back here to Russell, Russell was down for 5 weeks, 9.4% dip, right? So we have 9.4% on Russell. Dow didn't even backed off. We have an S&P that backed off for 5.8% for 3 weeks, and NDX for 3 weeks as well. So it's a mixed bag right there, right? We need the leaders. Leaders are weakening. They're not gaining strength. So so we'll see what happens. I think they're just they're just backing off here. That's all. So we have Meta. I don't know what the hell happened here yesterday. Meta went up all the way to 710. Price didn't went there that far. Yet didn't rally. It just has a massive spike. It's just kind of crazy. It recorded the print. I did even checked it here as well on the daily time frame. It is the same thing. See, it's crazy how even the swing caught this entire move up as well to this B1 to 711 high of 11% move. I didn't have 11% move yesterday. It ended up reversing back down, turned to an outside bar. This was an outside, this, yeah, that was an outside bar as well for Thursday and yesterday as well. No idea what happened here yesterday. Swing caught it as well, so does this. Fucking manipulation, man. It's just crazy. It's very weird. It's a bad print. There's no bids here. It just changes the high now for the on the chart. And we have Tesla f- up 13%. I mean, they're just trying to see if Tesla can catch a break. It's been, I mean, we'll see if it breaks out. It's there's a liquidity zone sitting right, oops, there's a liquidity zone sitting right there at these highs. It needs a huge pop to clear this liquidity. You know, it's a double top right there. Same thing we looked at on Microsoft. Remember, it has a double top as well. So now compare this with the double top, where the price is coming, and watch the same concept here on Microsoft. Same thing. What do you think is going to happen next? Double top is going to break one way or another. So I got to be a little patience here to see. We have 2 weeks, nothing really strong here to see if uh, Microsoft triggers a buy signal in a week or two, and we'll definitely go long Microsoft back to see if we can crack this double top. So we'll see what happens. But we need to see how the buy signal triggers, and then we'll structure the trade from there. So just yeah, daily time frame. I know we're a lot of people is going to be hoping for the Santa Claus rally and stuff. Santa Claus rally is after Christmas, the last 5 days, and the first 2 years, and the first two trading days of the new year is the Santa Claus rally. It doesn't happen all month long. Okay. So after New Year Eve market usually closes thing at noon time on the 24th. Then I don't know if we're gonna have full trading day or might have half day. Then Christmas on the 25th. And then what day is that? Okay, so 24th is Wednesday, 25th is Thursday. Okay. So the Santa Claus rally starts on the 26th, which is Friday. 26th, 29th, which is Monday, 30th, Tuesday, Wednesday is 31st. That's where the New Year's Eve, 31st. And then we start the new year on the 1st. Well, I'm sure the market is closed, right? On the 1st. And then we start the year on January 2nd, which is Friday. Then we're going to have another 2 days off because of Saturday, Sunday. So there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be a lot of breaks are coming, right? So we have next week a full trading week. The following week after that, we're going to lose half day on the 24th, 25th, which is Wednesday. Thursday is going to be, market is going to be closed. Then open for one day on 26th, which is Friday. Then close for the weekend, 27 and 28. And then open back up on 29th, 30th, and 31st. That's where we'll end the year. Then it closed again on the 1st. You know? So don't put anything short dated. The time that you're trying to buy on some of these whatever that we're gonna trade, buy some time. Spreads is just you gotta have 70 days. I mean, nothing is gonna go to zero instantly anyways. Then we'll manage and see what else we can open. So yeah, we're just stretching and kind of going right into the there's a lot of off days are coming. So right there at the Christmas, I don't even know. I think desks most likely there's going to be some activities probably next week. We might see some. I don't know. Will depend on the volume. But the following week, yeah, I don't think there's many people trades anyways. They just go on. These rich is gonna go there to Hamptons, and that's where they celebrate their Christmas, and and take time off, and that's it. Call the year off. I mean, we as a retailer are always going to be waiting for the last 31st until the 31st to see exactly what these baby candles are, how they're closing. So there's a lot of time coming up that these premiums, which are already fully priced in until the 31st, they're going to decay really fast because we're going to be losing a lot of time. So it's just a matter of how where the thing ends. And I mean, S&P is okay. I mean, it's just mm, uh, it's okay. I mean, SPY is fine right there. SPY is good. And now here's the mess. NDX has a sell signal on the daily time frame. QQQ sell signal on a daily time frame. You see where the big the mega growth is getting punished for sure. For now, I mean, against this run that we just had from this dip. So if this is a sell, the only way it will get invalidated, it will invalidate if it's going to break the 629.21 high, which was 10th, which was Wednesday high right there. So this gets invalidated. Then we go back to the sell signal. Then we look for that run to the upside. So you need a reversal. If the reversal doesn't happen, and if this sell signal will run its course, then it's going to have to give us another buy signal for this thing to rally right back to the upside. You know? So what do you make out of all this? S&P weekly swing is up, Russell swing is up, Dow swing is up. NDX weekly swing is down, daily has a sell signal, QQQ has a sell signal, right? SPY, S&P, Russell, daily is all has buy signals. So the mega growth right now is literally taking a full taking a pause into the year end. So it's going to be a mess. That's why I think what I think, but I mean, I can sit here and think what I want to think, but I think we're just going to go into some sort of a trading range because signals are signals, and the swings are getting too mixed up right now. When you have a mixed up signals and you have a mixed up swings, it's not going to be easy to trade because we don't have a one clear direction either to the upside or to the downside. Correct? So whatever you have done and what you did all year long, say thank you, and then just wait until this clear the screens all lines up together like they normally do, and it will. I can promise you that it will. All the swings will match. They're never gonna trade like this. And signals will match. Okay. But where the rotation is what matters. And that's what we're watching. Okay. This. See, it was trying to move. You see what happens? It's losing momentum again. Look at where the small caps and this. Look where the value. This is why is the swings are down in this. Look how they're forming a hook back to the upside. These are like some of you are, oh, I want to see this stock on the RG, this and this. Well, first of all, you gotta slow down your horses, okay? This is the most difficult screen to track. By default settings, yeah, this is it. These hooks that you look at means nothing. You never even probably seen RRG before until I show it to you. Nobody even know about these rotations. We have never seen them in the real time. Normal people don't have access to this. The only way you're gonna get them is through here. But just these are just the default settings though. You have to set it up. It's so difficult to script this thing. It's just it's a nightmare. You have no idea how much time I have spent on this, like what angle that you're looking for. You need a 45-degree angle, you want a 65-degree. You just have to play around that thing, you know? There's so much settings on this thing. It's just because this ratio can change everything. Just people just looking at a simple hook. Oh, hook is going up. Really? If these are the hooks are going up, you know how many stocks I can buy from a lagging quadrant because they just have a hook up? I mean, it doesn't work this way. Everybody just wants a faster, one easy concept. Oh, yeah, this is it. That's it. I'm going to throw my money. Yeah, because the hook is going up. Wow. Here's 50 stocks. Here you have Google that is in a weakening, right? Well, now it kind of backed off a little bit. And here's Broadcom right there is weakening here as well. But you don't know some of these like Netflix is all the way down here. So these hooks me like look here. Look at the Nvidia. It's a perfect example for you. Clear all that. Yeah. So you want to chase Nvidia because it formed a hook to the upside. This is what the screen is telling you. So, but the point is, though that RRG that you wanted to look at them, that means nothing. These hooks means nothing. Look, they're two different things. Here you have momentum that is looking promising at the same time, but the price is puking on the other side. Doesn't match. So don't just watch these hooks. You don't know anything about it, anyways, how this thing works. It's crazy. Look at this ratio, momentum, angle, ROC, distance, heading, velocity, quadrant. Yeah. Now sit and script this thing. I'm gonna see how far you're gonna go. This thing give me a headache for weeks. It's like I'm trying to turn this thing. It's like, where is the hook that I'm looking for that it has to match with my buy signal? You know, I mean, we've done tons of trades, and there's few losses, fine, it's part of the game, but most of them are the winners. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm watching. I know which trade I'm going to open and why I'm opening this. I just don't have to lay out 10,000 reasons for somebody because I'm doing things on my own. That's it. Just I look at things where I see like, okay, this is going to go, eventually go. And just don't rely on these imaginary hooks. They just don't mean nothing. This is because these are just the default settings you're looking at. Here's Eli Lilly right there. Yeah, Eli Lilly took a beating because we know it's weakening. It got a bit of a pop. Well, it's been down for like 8, 9 days, so whatever the thing was gonna go up like 10, 15 points or so. But you can get the pop here based on the weakening, but it's going into a lagging quadrant now, you know? So you just yeah, it gives you a hint, but you can't just throw trades based on these hooks. It's just a very look. Microsoft has a weekly and a daily sell signal on it. I mean, we closed Nvidia, right? I caught the trade, but I closed it. It's like that's it. I'm out. Had a nice pop right there. That's like 185 is the wall right there, anyways, because that's where the time moving average is sitting as well. So we got a pop right there. We get out. I was like, okay, that's it. We're gonna catch it later. If it's gonna go, it's gonna go. It's not the end of the world. Still make good money on it. And don't rely on these hooks. It's just we're going into a new year. We're gonna refine our. I don't think that I make too many mistakes. I don't think I hardly make any mistakes because I know it's gonna cost me money. It's gonna cost you guys money. So I always have to be a little careful to kind of pay attention to see what I'm doing. But let me do my job and I'll find plenty of trades. Okay, don't worry about trades at all. Do not worry about that at all. I have scanners that no one does. Okay, and it will scan stocks, which are gonna be the good ones. I mean, again, it's a game of probability. There's nothing guaranteed. I want to chase Walmart and this. It's just, Tesla is right there. It's just like Meta is here. It's just like AMD here. Show you another example. Here, sell signal. It had a buy signal here, but look how it's chopping around here for how many days. Now it has a sell signal. Look what the rotation is. And you can't, don't rely on that thing, you know? Oracle made a move here for quite a little bit, but tipped over again. That's the trade that we had is going to be a loss. There's nothing we can do. We had a hope with that earnings, but now they're just punishing the stock because of the debt. The promise I believe they made for $300 billion that nobody can able to absorb. Where they're gonna even come up with this money in the first place? What they have to do? Company coming out yesterday laying out a statement trying to defend themselves, like, okay, calm down, we're gonna be okay. Here that everybody is like, debt is going there, and this, and this, and this, and this becomes an AI bubble, and it just You just name the BS, that you can find on Twitter day and night. Read the damn chart. Don't worry about these news, all this fake news circulating nonstop day and night. Will mentally exhaust you. Look at the rotation, look at a signal, look at a that's it. That's all we need to look at them. What the impact will be on the day of a news, okay, well, the price will be react based on that. But as long as the signal holds, we're good. If it fails, we'll move on. Simple as it can get. Which stock is going to get hit when? After hours, during the session, in the early morning? So absolutely have no idea. A lot of people get lucky with the gap up. Well, a lot of people get punished on the gap down. Stock can have a downgrade and an upgrade, or they merge. They just anything can happen. These companies are always growing. They're always finding ways around that who they can buy, what they're looking for. Their projections are growth as well. Well, their growth slows down at a certain point as well, right? I don't know, there's any business out there that booming nonstop every single year. It's the same concept with your trading as well. Look at it as a business. You had a business, it's the same. You have an account that has a growth portfolio that is rising this and this. Well, your account is going to take a pause at somewhere as well. What you looking for, expect what, 15, 20% return every single year? If market is good, yes, returns are there. Well, the market is down, your entire portfolio is down. Your 401ks are down. All your pension funds, everything is going to be down. The end of the war, and the thing is that whatever you have to do, you trade with me, you swing your own stuff, your account must have been up more than 16% this year. That's your goal, not your mindset where, oh, I have 100 and I want to end the year with 150 because Mo had the crystal ball and he's going to throw a bunch of trades that I'm going to open all of them one by one. So my account will go from 100 to 150. Oh, I want to double my account in 1 year with him. I mean, if you have these kind of a higher expectations going into a new year, I mean, well, you gotta slow down a little bit, buddy. Your $100,000 account can jump to 20,000. It's just a matter of how aggressive you size the next trade. And if that signal plays out, yeah, the reward is there. You want to take a slow, consistent growth? Well, I can give you that. You're looking for a huge fast cash that I'm gonna just turn 100 to 130 in a matter of 1 month. Yeah, that's a tough job. Yeah, everything has to line up really, really well. The market and indicate like all the signals are just, a good pick stocks, and yeah, that some wild run can push the stock, the account can boost the account. Every equity manager, portfolio manager, or whatever these investment firms out there are trying to do what? Trying to beat an S&P 500 return. All fighting S&P return. They want to outperform the S&P. Same thing with Warren Buffett. What do you think Warren Buffett is doing? Trying to beat the S&P. He has a history, a track record of beating S&P 500. A lot of firms doesn't have that. That's why people give money to Warren Buffett. Hey, make us money. You know how to beat the market. You're sitting at 8%, 9%, because people are asking. If somebody would ask, like, okay, well, you traded for 1 year. Okay, what was your return? Nobody's asking you a question, how much did you make? Kind of a stupid question is that? How much did you make? Well, how much did you, what was your percentage return? You could have a $10,000 account. Okay, well, did you manage to make $4,000? So what is that? What, 40% growth? You have to look at things this way. Oh no, I mean, I double my account. 10, and I have 20. Everyone's double. Like, it's like nothing. I couldn't double my account. I've been sitting here for 18 years. It's tough. I mean, I went pretty close last year. Went to 80, 86. I did last year. Was almost close to 100, but guys, it's very tough to double account in one. Normally it takes I mean, if you ask any experienced trader, they'll tell you it takes approximately 3 years to double an account if you're trading. But some can pull it off faster, some can take much longer time. It depends. It all depends, like how big of your losses are compared to how many winners you have. Your win rate is gonna define everything for you. But if you're gonna sit and run your own show and you're thinking like, well, I'm gonna help you make money, but at the same time, I want to swing trades on my own because, well, I mean, it's just you're mixing everything, you know, mixing everything. I want to catch this order block or trade, and I'm buying this dip, and I'm gonna play this pop right there. If you're doing that, and then on top of it, you have open and from my side, I mean, just you just have a mixed bag, you know. It's hard because you're trying to to trade with me because my trading is totally different concept. Like, yeah, in the end, price is price. Like, I could have two losses, you could have three winners on your end, and you'll be thinking like, well, this dumbass lost two trades. I won three on my own, but I just end up losing that. I would have made more money being right on my own trades, and this guy had lost me two trades, cost me two trades. So where are you going on that in the end? That's what I said. It's very tough to follow a person who's trading at the same time you mixing it with your own trades. This could be another way around. You open two positions in your end. I hit two positions this week on my end. You sitting with a loss, a paper loss if you haven't closed it, and I cashed out two wins. So where are you going with that? You're sitting flat. So you made money on my trades, but but you're down on your trades. So what did you make this week? Basically nothing. I'm not saying that you cannot trade. I mean, I can show you a signal. So like, yeah, you gotta have to have a separate account for that. Don't mix it. That's what my point is. Because mixing things it's the same thing we talked about in the beginning as well. You cannot buy shares on 4 or 5 different companies, and then on top of it, you throw in day trades, swing trades, all under one account. Very hard to grow that kind of because you're mixing everything. You have to keep it separate. But the point is, like, if you want to take $1,000 risk, you don't need to have $100,000 account as for a swing trade. You know, I'm not. You can easily run everything on 15,000 dollar account. I'm not a day trader, like I'm opening closing trades that if you have less than $25,000 that you're gonna get the warning thing after 3 days. I don't do that. You know that. We're talking about a same day strike, which you know those FINRA rules are scam anyways. So just the next day if you close it, then you're fine. Most of the trades that I do, they last few days. Some can last couple weeks. It depends how they go, how fast they move. But it's not like you gotta have to have a huge account just to trade stuff. You can trade all this in a $10,000, $50,000 account. But you move your money on one account where you buying shares. That's where you try to build your wealth. Swing trading can be happen on a smaller time frame. You can easily you have a if you have a you can easily buy spreads. If what you have a $15,000 account, let's say you transfer it over into a one account, 15, let's say, or 10 or 15, and well, you cannot take a $2,000 spread or $1,500 spread. Of course you can. Open the trade and okay, then let's manage. But your most of your money is sitting on a one big account. That big account, you're not taking crazy risk. You're trying to buy stuff, buy shares. It works. Okay, I've been doing this for a very long time. I know what works. I've tried everything, and you by splitting accounts makes a big, huge difference. Your focus is growth. Your growth, your real wealth, the generational wealth that people talk about that you make is by owning the shares, not from these swing tradings. These are hedges. Option trading is a hedging strategy toward the long-term portfolio. These bigger companies are not sitting and taking your money and risking um, millions of dollars on these option trades to give you a return by the end of the year. They're hedging it. JP Morgan Chase, they're putting a collars every quarter. They're hedging their long-term portfolio for the clients they're holding. It's the hedge. It's not the trade they're looking for to say like, okay, we're gonna put that many millions of dollars toward this collar, and what the return is gonna come, we're gonna give it to our people. No, that's their hedging strategy. They're hedging that way. Okay, in case of the market goes down, our portfolio will goes down. That's the hedge will offset the loss. And you can't, as a retailer, you can't just do a hedge on that one. First, it's very pricey. Second thing is this: you don't even have that kind of a size portfolio, okay, to fight that kind of a huge collar against it. So those are institutional players, the trades. They're not just a regular retail plays. Collar strategies and stuff, they're all institutional level hedges. You need to have big, massive accounts. That's what you're doing, those hedging against it. And those hedges right there are not perfect either. They lose money as well on those collars. They're putting a bracket on it. You have an upside is capped and the downside is open. So each quarter they have a 5% upside capped and they open 10% to the downside. Each quarter they run them that way. So upside is capped at 5% for each quarter, right? And downside is open at 10%. So it depends on where the price closes. Focus on building. I understand that not um, everybody has a massive account. I get that. But you're gonna build it over time. It's just the same way I did it as well. I don't. Nobody handed me here's 100,000 and see if you can take it to a million. I took I took a lot of speed bumps. But I never blow my account. That's for sure. I can guarantee you that. That will never happen. I'm not that aggressive. I'm not, a trader. Just not my style. Losing one, two, three trades, I'm fine. I care less. Well, we're collecting data for you guys to see how the signal works. We rely on one single screen. You can see the results. This is real trades, every single one of them. So 3 months, 46, 32, 13. One was a break even was 70. It should be slightly up now because we closed few trades, Nvidia and stuff. I think the last time it was down to, yeah, we're 6 for 6 now. This one is going to be a loss, I know. Rest is open. We got plenty of time on those, and we're gonna open more trades for sure. And then, but we only, I'm only calculating what is closed. It's officially closed. I'm not gonna calculate anything what is on the paper right now. Official close is the official close. So I think the last time with these trades, we are at 73 now. Okay. So we should be 46 plus 6. That's going to be what, 52. So 52 against 32. Sorry, it will be 52 total trades because other ones are going to be counted after that. So it'll be 32. 32 plus 6 will be 38. So 38, that still stay 13. Oh, it's going to go up, I'm sure. So it'll be 38, 13, 1. So that should be at 73. I think last time I checked was 73. I didn't update it yet, but I will once we will end the month. So we'll take the December, add them into the from September into 4 months then. So this is from September to um, November. So September was 20, 14 winners, 5 losses, 1 break even, 74. October 16 trades, 12, 4 losses, 75. Last month went a little slow, 10, 6, loss 4, 60. Okay. And we're going in December now. So it's a combined of these 3 months, September, October, November. The point is that I have plenty of data with me over the years. Okay, but the only reason that I'm showing you all this way you guys can see it, how the signals work, what I have. Okay. So these are the real trades, real returns. They'll give you the exact everything. Everything gets calculated on the chat GPT. It just runs my portfolio. I love it. I have everything saved in a vault as well. My personal positions, what I have opens and stuff, and what I'm managing, and which one I taken out. What I'm going to cut my loss. Whatever the thing is everything is being tracked there. That it's just my full trading journal. One here and one from my brother's account, the one portfolio that I manage, those trades, my trades, that they're all in there one by one. So it's all saved there, and anything I have to update, I have them pull it up, make some change, update that thing. It's just, I love it. Just calculates everything so well. It's just, I have everything saved in a vault, so I'm never gonna lose them. I'll save it in the memory. So it's not a free version, the one I use anyway. So it's the one I pay, whatever the business plan is. So yeah, it's there, and it saves a lot of time. I mean, I still have my journal next to me and my pencil. I do kind of still gonna do those handwriting, the old school style, and but this is just fast and calculates, puts all the trades in one by one, and so we just keep moving.
Well, you
Yeah,
said this is a open AI somehow plugging in.
yeah, the Chat GPT, you know, so you can use that. I mean, yeah, the free version is not gonna have much, but if you buy the paid version, and yeah, ChatGPT can definitely calculate any returns, any trades, everything for you. It's a complete trading journal,
Oh,
and
wow.
you should always you can build your entire portfolio. Basically, it's just amazing how that thing works. But people don't use them that way. They're just looking for Google searches, like write me an email and write me a letter and that kind of stuff, checking weathers and stuff. They just use them as a Google. It's a very good use of that thing. It's just we can have a full um, you know, like yesterday, like the guy was somebody was saying like you use ChatGPT for the description. I was like, of course. I'm in the middle of a trading session. Okay, I take a screenshot of an RRG of a sector rotation or a Mag 7. ChatGPT is going to break it down for me. I just copy paste it. I'm not going to sit and write a storybook in the middle of a trading session. I'm busy. These are the things that just like, okay, here's a rotation. What is the description? How I would read? How I would understand what the rotation is telling me. So it doesn't mean I just like blindly copy paste what it does because that sucker make mistakes as well. I caught him several times, you know? And sometimes I get frustrated as well. I tell them, I was like, you stupid, seriously. I was like, you cannot just, he's like, okay, then you figure out on your own. It tells me all the time. It's like, I know you will. It's like the person that kind of like can argue back with you as well. I'm not like, like sometimes it's like I'm trying to figure out something and just giving me a different answer. It's like I'm not asking you this. I'm specifically ask you to give me this answer. But you just like giving me, like and I was just like I told him, I was like, you're just an idiot, seriously. It's like, okay, fine. He said, then you can go figure it out. He's like, I know you will. I was like, okay, then I don't need you. So get out of here. So I'm just like sometimes takes a heat out on him, but it just again in the end is very handy, is very useful if you get a full use out of it. So it could like let's say I don't want to give anybody a financial advices here or stuff. Let's say you have a max allocation and you want to invest 5%. Sorry, the you want to buy five stocks. Let's say you have a list of five stocks, okay? And you says like I have $25,000. That's your max allocation. So basically you're trying to deploy a $25,000 worth of capital into a five different positions. Okay, well, how do you do that? Okay. You just go five, 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 five on all five of them. So you have five positions open. You put $5,000 worth of shares on all five of them. Or do you like leave a little bit of a buffer zone? you know? So those are the things you can literally calculate everything on ChatGPT. So like, okay, well, tell him like, hey, I have a max allocation of $25,000. These are the four stocks I want to buy. Okay. Okay, fine. Break it down for me to see like, okay, how much, I leave a little bit of a buffer zone and then tell him it's like, okay, this is the current price that I'm going to enter. I'm going to tell you like, okay, there's a number of shares. This is the current price. Okay, give them the expected, if the signal is on, like, okay, well, this is my upside target. If that target will reach, okay, I can put a bracket on it. Okay, a lot of time I do that on shares. I just put a bracket on it. Bracket meaning like you put up a upside limit and you put a downside stop loss. Okay, I call a bracket. So good till cancel. So not a day order. So it will just will remains open. So you open up a trade, let's say, give you a signal trade. I do it on my brother's account because I cannot sit and manage that. It's just too too much work. Let's say this is NVIDIA and I want to sell shares. So I want to sell them at 180.43. So about, let's say 25 shares. I'm short 25 shares, right? So you have a position here. Let me do that. Let's say 180.85, right? So I bought, change the color. So I bought 25 shares at 180.85. I know this thing for a fact that this high needs to hold, right? So you put a stop loss here of 185.72. I don't really match the penny, right? So I'll just round it off to 186, right? It could kind of poke you or something, so just leave a couple points, just round it off to 186 or 187. What, that $25 not gonna make or break you anyways. So right around here. So now your eyes will say like, okay, well, where I want to exit my position. So I'm gonna exit, let's say, at this low, right? So I want to say like I want to take out this low. So, oops. So from here, what I will do is, so I'm gonna say to ChatGPT, it's like, hey, listen, I have $5,000, I have 25 shares. Here's a stop loss. Here's a take profit. I'm gonna set up a bracket. Okay, calculate the return for me. How much money do you think I'm gonna make? It will calculate, give them that's your entry, that's your stop loss, this is your take profit. So it will calculate everything for you to the penny. It will tell you exactly how much you will make, what the percentage return will be against the stop loss, and you set up a bracket, good till cancel, leave it. That's it. That's your trade. I mean, I do look at the account here, but I'm just, these are daily bars. Like, okay, well, how much of the price will move? I mean, yeah, one of these ones are the nasty ones for sure. That's gonna flush you out really bad. But on a normal days, like the bigger stock, they're pretty steady, right? So the point is like you will know if the price hits this low, system is gonna automatically close you out. You're done. You're out of the trade. You know. So the point is like you have the max allocation. You're putting these entries instead of manually figuring out to see what the return this and this. That will do it for you. Everything. So then you just keep a log of all the trades. You have the journal, and just that's why I don't stress out in trading at all. Trading doesn't stress me out. I'm a very calm trader. I have a lot of patience. You know me, I don't rush things. And I don't overtrade, never did, and never will. And I don't trade every single day either. It's just not my style that every day I gotta open a trade. No. I have my style. I have my rules, and I just try to stick with them and just try not to, you know, over trading is bad. Just it mentally exhausts you every day trading, and then on top of it will destroy you as well financially and mentally. It's very tough. The market open, you just want to jump in. Slow down. I mean, at least the first 1 hour candle to fully open and close to see like, okay, how everything is open, and you just want to jump in right at the open when spreads are so wide. Volume is there, but you pay in a wider spread right at the open. It's just, yeah, closings are the same thing as well. You're cutting a trade, you just give most of the time you're getting those dumb fills anyways, because the spreads are wide at the open. Russell doesn't even open for the next 11, 12 minutes anyways. The Russell 2000. S&P 500 stocks, they open 50 for sure. The 50 of them, the Russell 50 and 100, they open instantly right at the bell. But most of the 500 stock doesn't all open at the bell anyways. It takes a few more minutes, couple minutes to open some of these stocks. The Russell 2000 index, because there's so many of them, and it trades here in Mercantile Exchange in Chicago. So it opens in a blocks. So it opens up like 600 stocks at the open. 4 or 5 minutes later, 3 minutes later or 2 minutes later, they're gonna have another block open. So it opens up in the blocks. So it will take like a good like 10, 11 minutes by the time the bell rings for the Russell 2000 to be fully, or stocks to be fully open. It's 2000 stocks. Come on, it's not gonna be instantly everything is gonna open right at the bell. So they just break them down by the market weight and into those blocks. But yeah, there's no point for you or anyone to even look at a 2000 stocks anyways, heat maps or whatever that you're looking at. This just look at the S&P 600. Okay, the S&P 600 companies are market weighted. Okay, these are the small caps right there. Oops, right there. 600 small cap. You're looking at 2000 right there. They have a 3000 as well. Okay, then the mid cap is different. So it goes by the market cap. So you don't need to look at 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000. You're looking at the S&P 600 small cap only. These are the 600, but the market weight companies, they have a much better liquidity as well. Some of them, not all of them. Okay, so there's 600 stocks here, these companies right there that give you a full financial. Yeah, they have all of them. You have industrial, financial, healthcare. So they're all market weight, market weighted, all in the 600 category. 2000 is pointless. If you own an IWM ETF, yes, that tracks the full. So you basically buy a basket of 2000 stocks with an ETF, the exchange traded fund. But if you're just looking at, I think these companies, we don't even know which of these companies are. I don't trade them. I've never heard of them, like what they do, what kind of companies are these. But I run a scan and something pops, looks good on a technical side. Yeah, I'll swing it. I mean, I had American Eagle Outfitters, there's some retailer, some clothing store, I believe, right? Some Advanced Auto Parts. Yeah, there's some names that you will um we we heard we kind of know. Uh, there's nothing, say like some banks and stuff. Like I don't know these companies. Cars.com, yeah, car gurus. Yeah, these are the car companies you can, like Kelly Blue Book or whatever you go. There's some of these names that we know that heard about them and stuff, but the rest is just some Easy Corp, okay, and FB Financial Corp. Like these are the smaller regional banks. It doesn't, I mean, they're moving. I mean, I don't know how the charts looks like and stuff, but it's just like it's a lot of small caps here. Yeah, just my the what I like to trade is top 50. Okay, there's a Russell 50, and the next is 100 right there. So that includes all the 50 stocks. So 50 including 50 more. That's it. I mean, I do run scans on 500 and there's so many stock pops up and then you look at something on a mid cap. This has 400 stocks here, right there. So you're gonna have a massive scan of these ones. Some of them have little liquidity, some of them they don't. So it's just Burlington stores. These are a Kawa group. These are all mid cap stock. Cabot Coal is an oil company. Yeah, man, just always my trading style, my investment, when it comes to investing, is always a more focus on heavy names, big names. That just the real movers, the one who actually drives the sector, moves the market, more steady stock, liquidity, volume, all these kind of things. These are the companies that I watch, I trade most of the trades that, you know, they're all from here. So I focus always on a 50 most of the time. So a 50 have Apple, AbbVie, Abbott, Accenture, Adobe, AMD, Amazon, Broadcom, Bank of America, Berkshire Hathaway, Caterpillar, Costco, Salesforce, Cisco, Chevron, Disney, GE, Google, Goldman Sachs, Home Depot, IBM, um, Intuitive, Surgical right there, Johnson, Coca-Cola, Lindy, Eli Lilly. That's a big stock right there. About a trade on that one's playing out really good. Um, McDonald's, got Meta, Microsoft, Netflix, ServiceNow, Nvidia, Oracle. See, you have all 11 sectors. Stocks are here. Tesla, AT&T, Palantir, Procter Gamble. So you got consumer staples, financials, tech, industrial. You got a Caterpillar. Banks. They're all here. Walmart, ExxonMobil, Energy. So these are the top 50 leaders. I always watch it every day. I call the rotation. Yeah, most of the trades. Sometimes here, there, I'll take some random trade if it fits right. So it's just not like about this stock pretty, it's just kind of one crazy. This Sizzle, whatever you call Sizzle, yeah. You want pretty good. I right into that. Become a sandwich right now. Um, I was reading about this company like 2 weeks ago or so. I posted that thing as well. It's like this is a payment um, company, so they have a very good growth. The stock, so it's been it took a lot of a pretty big pullback, but now the weekly triggered a buy signal as well. So this week actually, so it's worth holding now. So I'm not selling this one anytime soon. Got a pretty good entry at the low. So this one triggered this week because based on last week bar. So last one went from 38 to 150. So we'll see that how far this one will go. So I was reading about because I like to explore like over the weekend. Kind of when I sit in my wife will be sitting watching whatever something on Netflix or movie or something. I'll always kind of like watch something for a little bit. She's like, "You're not watching?" I was like, "No, I'm just reading something." I'm just kind of like looking at companies just to reading their financials and things like this on the phone. So that's why I found this one and kind of came across and I had an idea. I was like, they should be okay. Christmas is coming. Um, they should do good. And I wrote the whole thing as well for the the full description here. Looks like this one. A pretty explosive growth. It's a good company. It's a solid growth. I looked at their revenue. Year to date is 67%, you know, and volume is all there. Total income is one of the fastest growing names in the entire. I have this thing, the it's all written there. This thing right there, written by ChatGPT. So it calculated the profitability, the net margin. They said like strong balance sheet, 135 million in cash. So forward guidance is pretty bullish. So based on their last earnings as well. So it's it was. that's just like, okay, so now it's a $52 stock. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this one quick. So that's why I picked them up, this one from here. So it's moving. So we'll see what happens.
Mo, it's a buy now, pay later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, much better than stupid PayPal, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No, the only reason that I got interested in this is because of their financial looks very strong. You can't compare this to PayPal. They're two different world. They're growing much better. They have a much better. These are the things like a good balance sheet. It just it's makes you like, okay, this is what you want to buy, and then signal comes in and boom, this let's go. So we'll see. I bought them here right after the signal here. It's triggered here on this down day on the 20th. So this day right there, I opened the trade. So the
So
price was
Mo, what
down.
is the competitive advantage of Civil over Afterpay, um, Klarna, and all those, buy now, pay later companies?
You got what
The
what
all the other buy now, pay later companies, they're on the move to upside or just the Civil?
I'm just looking. I'm look. I don't know about those companies at all, to be honest. I'm just, as I said, like I did um, what I was watching. I believe Instagram. I think that Instagram got that little post pops up that this company is pretty hot, and based on their last earnings. I think it's on through some. It's how I saw a clip. And then I put a ticker and then I start reading about their financial. I was like, okay, well, let's see what their balance sheets and their earnings looks like. And they reported earnings, which was pretty good. And when I looked at this I when I looked at this, I was like, this is good, you know? So that's why I was like, let's pick some shares. So it's good. It's up 65% now year to date. I mean, it took quite a bit of beating, and then I looked at the signal. It's like signal fires, I go in. So it fired here in a daily time frame, and that's why I picked it up. So I've, I've I come across here there a few trades. It's not some other like PayPal and all the other. I don't know anything about them companies at all. I read about this one, and like we look at a PayPal here. Yeah, screw that. Weak stock. I mean, weekly is bleeding here, choppy. At least this stock right there has a pretty well, nice, nice runs, from buy to sell on a weekly time frame. It looks pretty clean. So should be if we should, this stock should hit at least 81. If we run, let's see how far it goes. I hope it goes to 100. It would be beautiful, double my money. You take this high to this low, 38% retracement is at 81. And then you have 101 and 118. So that's my upside projection. Sorry, based on the retracement. So we just simply, it already cleared, I believe. Yeah, then we go to 61 here. There, so that's your upside. So it hasn't even tagged the 38.2 yet. So we're at what, 70? So that's 81. So that's 11 points. So you have 11 points at least to test this. And then I mean, I don't know what kind of whipsaw it's going to get, but if it can get to at least, what, 50? Oh, no, 23.6. Never mind. 2338 point is over there. Here. 81 is a 23 points. So that's going to be at least bare minimum. It has to at least touch 38.2 is retraced by the 101. So from this high to this low. peak to trough. So this stock should be okay. So I mean, we pushed quite a bit for the last 2 weeks. So if it can kind of work its way up, we should target 181, 101. If this sucker holds, that'd be very beautiful. I'm right there. I mean, worst case, if it flips over, I just give back everything what I made. But I'm not gonna close anything, but I'm gonna just at least target 81. I'll set up alert here. Maybe easier to alert. Set up at 8150. So let's do 8150 and 101. Let's do just set to 150. It's okay. Either. That's it. So I got two alerts, 8150, 101. See which one gets tagged first. And see. If I get to 101, I mean you just literally double the money. So we'll see what happens. The previous, because I always look at it as that how when was the last time that how far and how long the signal lasted last time, So kind of, it doesn't mean that it's going to do the same exact thing, but it kind of gives me a visual idea of counting the number of weeks that it took the last time, that how many weeks that it was under the sell, then the buy came, and then how long the buy lasted, right? You just count the number of weeks. So like this cell was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it took 17, right? So then from 17 to the downside, that took 17 weeks. So then you just count these to the upside, right? It made actually basic price made a higher high. So then it backs off from here from 150 came all the way down to 58.27 toward this low. So looking at their growth projection, I think it's a very good company to own. So they have bullish guidance for the next quarter as well. And I bought them because of the Christmas is coming, or actually, yeah, it is coming, but there's a lot of people are shopping. They're using them because of the buy now, pay later. So that's why I think they laid it out that they're going to have a pretty strong demand. So the growth is very good. So I like this company a lot. So we'll see how it goes. If it tanks, goes down below 52.14, yeah, the game over. Then we're gonna have to wait for another buy signal to come. But it will come again for sure. But as long as it holds, yeah, let's see how far it goes. So that's the too good. Yeah, set them up here, it'll be fine. I have shares. I have no, I'm not shares. I can hold them for this. I sucker about this. This one I bought him at LMT, the Lockheed Martin. Sucker took off right away. I was like, wow, time these trades. It's just, I find them here, there. It just like, throw them on my brother's account. Maya, they just, he's good. Fine here, some, signal is signal. Okay. As long as it is good, we're in. If it clips you, okay, that's it. Move on. Find another one. I'm just into that kind of a rotation. No harm, no loss. If it tips over, okay, fine. I have few others, working as well. So it doesn't mean that all five, six of them are gonna stop out. It's never gonna happen. They have the different stocks, and um, so they just upside targets are all here anyways. This is a one clean copy cut. The where the signal fires, where does it go? How far does it go? But nobody knows that. Okay. These are your targets right there. Okay. And that's it. This is what I'm chasing, and this is what you're looking at. Same thing as well. Okay, signal triggers here. That's your stop loss. Where's my target? First target here. Second target to clear this wall of 50 and 200. Clears this, goes to this one, this, and how far goes, nobody knows. So these are all this is the one screen that you're just gonna look at them and you just say like, okay, well, here's EMR. So the EMR right there has a daily signal, right? Triggered on 11/24, right? So I sent a screenshot. You looked at them like, okay, well, I see the signal triggered here on this bar, on a daily bar. You take a red line and mark them right there at the bottom of the previous day low, right there, 123.67. So we need to get in this trade as quick as you can, right? To see like, okay, well, let's see how it goes. So now you sit and like, okay, well, where do I exit? Well, right there, right here, right here, or right here. Okay. Well, how far is gonna go? I don't know. Neither do you. How long is it gonna take? I don't know. Neither do you. Do you trim here? Do you close here? You wanna close here? That's a decision you have to make. I'm not gonna make that decision for you. You define your own risk. You know exactly what your size that you took. You know, here's your red line. You have it on your chart. Okay. You know the line price crosses below here, the show is over. Then you have to wait for another buy signal to come. So you wait and see if you're gonna reach the yellow line. You're gonna reach to a green line. You're gonna reach to a pink line. That's your upside target on one chart. There's nothing else to it. Here, GILD signal triggered here on 11/28 against 11/26. I believe probably Friday bar. Red line right there, 128. Signal triggers there. What is my downside? Yellow line. What's the next one? Red. What's the next one? Green, blue, yellow, orange, whatever the color is. That's your downside. As long as this active, the price hasn't made a new higher high, it's a sell signal. It's an active sell signal. That's it. It can the price can bounce from here to here? Of course it can. But that doesn't mean that it invalidates the sell signal. The only way the price will invalidate this is the price to cross above the red mark, the red line. Price makes a higher high. This is no longer valid. It doesn't mean that the price cannot rebound. Of course it can. Anything can happen. That's your trade setup. First target, second target, third target. Yeah, one, two, three. Against this. Do you close the trade here? Do you close the trade here? Do you close the trade here? You decide how long you want to hold it. Here's Intel. Has a sell signal active on a daily bar, right? Against 42.83. So it's been 4 days since the sell signal triggered on 12/8. It's been 4 days so far. So this entire move is almost cut in half so far. What is the downside? First it's gonna be 50, right? So 50 is sitting at where? 36.91. Where we at now? 37.81. So pretty damn close, right? So there's a pretty good chance that the sucker is gonna retest the 50 again. It might not. It might rebound back up. We don't know. The point is that as long as the price stay this way, whatever the case is going to be, doesn't break above this mark, the sell signal is active. Until the new demand zone builds up, a new buy signal triggers, then we move the red line to the downside. Now we're looking for upside. Just signal to signal. Signal triggers here, stop loss here. Sell signal triggered here, stop loss on a previous day high. Signal triggered here, stop loss goes to previous high, previous day high. I only did one bar, as you probably know that. And based on this bar, look at the results that we get. I could move it 2 days. I can go to 3 days, but I don't want to do that. I want to use previous day high only because the day before high was this, the day before was this. So you can go up there and you probably thinking like, oh, what if I'm going to get clipped? Okay, well, let it be. Chances are this is we define the risk here. And if the price goes down 1 day or 2 days and it reverses back up, okay, we got clipped. When the price will shift, the swing will turn, because news can break out or anything can happen. You're just defining your risk. You're like, okay, whatever I'm risking, if it doesn't crosses the red mark line, okay, I'm good. Where do I exit? 1, 2, 3. Those will come when? Then you have to wash the 50, and that's your 200-day moving average. This is as simple it can get. And this is exactly what we're going to do. And we've been doing basically. And we need to kind of stay away from optimal charts. It's too much, too advanced. It's my internal process. I will use it for my reference, but just focus on this. This is going to give you a great results. Mark my word. You don't need too much noise. Simple charts. Okay, here's a weekly. Still under a buy signal, still going. Hasn't triggered a sell signal yet. It's just taken a counter trend, Again, we talked about this thing before. Weekly signals compared to a daily signal. You're going to see a lot of buy and sell on a daily time frame compared to a weekly time frame. Weekly is going to keep you in a trade for a very long time. Okay? IBM, weekly sell signal. Okay, so mark this one is the high, 324.90. Now this sucker right there is sitting at 309.24, correct? If the price doesn't cross, if as long as the price stays below 324, which is the new high, right? Sell signal is active. You see what it is? It's triggered here. Look, price just managed to bounce back up. But that doesn't mean that it's invalidate the signal yet. No, it will not until it makes a new higher high. When if it does, then this is no longer valid. This is the whole game right there. Signal triggered here. Stop loss on the previous day low, previous day high. Right there, the red line. See? Pokes right at the top. One bar, you're risking. Previous week high. Next week, oh, damn. Huge flush right there. Then another week, then another week, then another week. They just non-stop puking right there. So these lines that time would have been somewhere around here, would have just hit pretty much all of them one by one. Now they shifted here because the time passes. So just like, like it's, you can see that weekly gives you much better read on price, much better signals, right? If you really pay attention that when was the last time the signal triggered and how many weeks that it lasted, you could kind of see because you can count the number of weeks, it gives you a much cleaner, like leaves your emotions out of the trade based on a day-to-day basis, that just noise that one, oh, 40 points down session S&P, the world is coming to an end. That the market top is in and all that kind of a nonsense, right? Individual stocks like these things are just gonna keep you in a trade. An S&P. So S&P is a weekly right there. See? So it's still going. So eventually it's gonna hit with a sell signal at some point. Okay, because there's not gonna be another buy. So when that sell signal is gonna come, I'm gonna structure a trade to the downside, right? So we're gonna do the hedge there for right away for sure. So I'm always watching this. This is the again, I hate to repeat myself over and over again, but I just wanted to put it in your head. This is the engine. Okay, you want the weekly to last long. The weekly is the engine, daily is the moving parts. You're gonna see a lot of swings in the daily compared to the weekly. You can make, I mean, cannot promise you that, but you can make some crazy money, okay, only in these weekly signals. Just ignore everything else. Don't look at anything else. Stop focusing on these day-to-day sessions. Gonna go up or we gonna go sideways? Who cares where we go? Stick to the weekly signal. Watch how your portfolio grows. Mark my word. I've done it. I showed you a screenshot as well. Here's Nike right there. The thing period. Yeah, right there. I showed you this one. So Nike is, don't worry about so, this. So the story here on this is Nike low is here at 52.30. The last signal fired was 56.79 against this stop loss, right? This little line right there. That was every time the signal fires on a weekly bar. So the new signals will fire on the Monday open. Okay. Let me repeat it again. Weekly signals updates on the Monday at the open only. That's it. It will never update on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, or in the middle of a session. It is based on a close. A closed weekly bar is the official close based on a high and a low of the week. Okay? So daily signals fires every day at the open. Weekly signal fires once a week. But doesn't mean that all well, I have to scan them and see which one triggers, which one didn't. This one triggered this week. Because why? Because I saw it here on a last, this actually triggered on a last weekly bar. Last weekly bar was what? Last previous week. We only had 2 weeks for this month so far, right? So this was the last week. This is the week we just had. So the signal triggered on last week bar. I saw it on Monday because I go through the charts. So this one, I saw it against this low. It came a kind of little bit of whipsaw and just rips it right back up. So we're right there at 67.47. So we're pretty close. Um, so we're basically right there. So what is my upside path from here, right? So the same thing here is 76 signals triggered on the 9-1. So this one lasted what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it lasted 12 days, correct? Now you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's 16 against 12, right? So I do this. Oh, I don't have the exact math. I can do this on Optima. It can give you a number of bars. I can just manually count it. It's not a few bars. Anybody can count them. So the point is like, okay, we have an active buy signal against this. We don't want to cross this line, meaning that we don't want to break this low of this week. If it happens, show's over.
And
Okay.
Mo, they have earnings next week.
All right. So there's a pretty good chance that it could pop, you know. Worst case is this, that if it flips, okay, well, we'll see how much it comes down. Is it gonna get a close below the 61.87? Well, we're gonna find out. So you have an earning risk and it has a potential to move higher. Well, how high does it go? Okay, well, let's measure it. We have a low, we have a high, and we had the last low. So we have one swing, which is why I call it A. B is a second swing, which is a higher low against this low. Then we take the distance travel here, project it from here, gives you an equal distance of 100% measured move, 88. So why does it 88? Because the 88 is where the 200 EMA is sitting on a weekly time frame. Okay, so you still gotta clear this 50. No, I don't use 50 and 200 in a weekly. The different one changing a time frame here. Well, we, oh, it's right here. I'm confused. Like, what the hell happened? So I use 100 and 200 on the weekly. 50, I only use them on a daily. So the 100 is 78.21, and then the 200 is at 88.81. So we got work to do, right? So, I mean, the weekly chart here has, that's the upside projection, right? So that's the measured move if it plays out. But if it will, well, what was going to happen, what not? Well, I don't know that. We simply don't know. But we have a signal that is a long signal against this low, and we'll see what happens. So the other one is the Lulu. So the Lulu fired a weekly signal, okay, as well, which is 11/24, a week before. They just reported earnings. So this is a weekly time frame, and same thing, weekly triggered here. Stop loss goes the pre 1 week before 160.96, right? So the 160.96 is the stop loss. The red line is, and now the signal is active. So how far does it go? So we just simply take the initial first thing. We don't have to go that far first, because we just take this high to this low and look for at least 23.6, which is at 221, 38.2 is at 243. So that's the upside for now. So this area right there is going to be a pretty sticky zone right there, right? This zone. The reason why being is you have to learn how to read a chart as well. This was the first initial low. That's where we had this lower high right there. Oops. Lower high, that's the low right there, right? So then we have a lower low. So this area and this swing is going to be a first battle zone right there. But that's the every broken support, when it comes up, retest that huge dip, that area will act as a resistance. So same thing here when you're coming down, because it came down pretty close, it bounced, but then it took out, you see. So you have this low, this is where the actual support was, low was taken out right there. So that area right there is going to become a resistance. So any time that you're going to try to make your way back up toward the previous swing low, that area will always going to fight as a strong resistance. It's going to be a battle zone. Once it clears, then you start stacking up fibs to the upside, but it has to clear that path first, you know. So price is still kind of under pressure, right? Because that's all relevant. The point is that it has a buy signal. Stock reacted, popped almost 10 per plus percent. Close yesterday, strong, really good close, right? Didn't really shrink much. Had an up and down wick right there, which is fine. Um, so we'll see in a couple of weeks how it goes. But the thing is this now that, but there's no point now to jump on them on Monday when the price is at 205, right? That means that if you're gonna buy something, let's say you get lucky with 200, right? Let's say you buy them at 200. Now you're chasing something that went up too far for 2 weeks, passage of time. So you're 200 against 160. That's a 40-point gap, right? So higher your entry is from the buy signal, well, your downside risk is going to expand. So you want to catch them as quick as you can. That's always going to be the early move, right? On the one that I showed you on LMT and the sizzle, and you get them quick right there the next day. Just get in. You at least buying very close to the previous day where the signal fires. And then how it goes from there, well, we're going to find out. But buying that high after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, well, it doesn't, okay, you buy them at 200, it managed to go sideways, and then the next day it comes back down to 180. Then you kind of stuck right there at the top, right? Now you're at 200, now the price back to 180 after a week or two. Anything can happen. You don't know how the next bar is going to open and close, or where to close, how long it's going to take. Well, it's going to take a week for sure. But then let's say if it retraces down to 180, then it's like, okay, well, now I'm down to 20 risk. But you actually took a 40-point risk to begin with from 200. Now you're sitting at 180. So the point is not chasing entries much after a week or two. The point is to get in the next week when the signal fired on the previous weekly bar. Okay? This is 11/24. This is 12/1. So there's 2 weeks. So in 12/1, when the week opened, as soon as the week opened, a signal fired on this day, on this week. That's it. On this day, on Monday or Tuesday, right there, I need to find myself an entry right there. So that time, the entry would have been around like 180, 181, 183. Depends on where you get them. Right? So from 182, 183, 184. So from 180 to 160, that's 20. You see how then your downside now here is shrinking, because we want to defend this red line. We don't want to, now, if the signal actives, we want to make sure that the price doesn't make the lower low. If the price end up making a lower low, signal fails. That's it. Well, then you have to wait several weeks, okay, to form a new structure to give you another buy signal, because this sucker right there, that sell signal has been active for a very long time. That kept it down for a very long time. So you're talking from June 9th until 11/24. Look at the time. That's a lot of time, right? You're talking months. So the point is that I'm making on these ones is that these are alpha trades, alpha growth. You can build a massive growth portfolio, okay, based on only these signals alone. Ignore all the daily nonsense. Just focus on these ones. It's gonna keep you in a trade for much longer. These are where the big money gets made. These are where the most of the institutional buyers, these uh, buyers, they steps in. They don't step into based on a 15 minutes or a 1 hour chart or a daily time frame. They get in a weekly time frame. Ask ChatGPT, don't tell you the same thing. They they go like they run. It's Eli Lilly right there. Eli Lilly went from 685, sucker went to 1100 against this low. You know, but the point is that I don't know how far it's gonna go. That's the only question that's gonna come in your head all the time. If I get in here 6 weeks, 7, 8, 9 weeks later, I want to get out. Where do I get out? That's the question. Where do I get out? There's your exit. So if you get yourself, well, this triggered here, that was the open right there. That was the low of the week. And if you get yourself here somewhere around 7:15, 7:20, 7:25, 7:30, let's say, give or take, I'm talking about 5 points, whatever the range is, right? So if you get yourself in here on a company like this, right? From let's call it 720. So from 720 to 887. So you take 720 to 887. It went apart, but that's fine. But just calculate this return. Even the fact that you still know that this is still going, that I am exiting here, correct? Well, we don't know that things going to happen for the next several weeks like this as well. It could have back off like this. We don't know. But the point is not how far this thing goes, but you calculate a trade, let's say, from here to here. That is what? Take 887 minus 720. That's 167 points. 167 points, whatever, let's say, a number of shares that you buy. Let's say you want to buy 167, you want to buy 10 shares, that's $1,670 based on 10 shares. Set up a bracket, thing work. These The point is like the people who are working from home full time. I know a lot of them you do. This is what you need to focus on. Okay? You do your full-time job. This is what you've been doing, right? You I can give you all this, which week, which one triggers which. Just get in at the same time right away on Monday. Don't even blink. I I I wait for when the market opens on Monday. I don't really start looking at them right away because I gotta have to see how the opening everything is. After an hour, that's when I start looking at I'm gonna start going through all the weekly charts to see which new signal triggered on the week we just had last week. That's it. So Nike was one of them. I think there's like few more. See, the Sizzle is another one that I'm in, and there's a couple more. But again, not all stocks, but just depends which stock is where, at what point of the price, and that's what these are selective trades that can keep you in a trade for several weeks, months, quarter, you know, because if you just look at them up and see like how often the previous one fired, but that just kind of again gives you a visual idea. There's nothing that is going to be exactly the same number of weeks that this thing is going to last. But you have yellow line, the green line, the pink line, the blue line, and you have exit levels. Exactly what it is, you just target that. It could take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. God knows who knows. That's the exit point. As long as the buy signal holds, that's it. Ignore all the daily nonsense on a daily basis. You can build a great portfolio. Just trade these signals. It works. Trust me, it's gonna work. Okay. So same thing here at the same time. Sell signal trade, that sucker's gonna yellow, right? It's just you have like your exit points are all in one chart. Okay. You don't need wave counts. You don't need some wave structures, some timing, some cycles. You don't need none of that stuff. Just focus on this. That's your tree. That's your full roadmap. You know where the 100 is. You know where the 200 is. You know where the yellow line is, where the red line is. Where am I entering the trade? Where is going to be my stop loss? And like this one right there, just giving an example to the downside, is this. Signal triggered here on 929. Previous week high, which was 922, was 482.97. As long as the price doesn't cross above, signal is active. That's it. Now you wait. Week after week after week. How long it lasts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's been 10 weeks so far. It hasn't got a buy signal yet, but it's been 10 weeks. So 10 weeks is going to give you these bounces as well. It depends. This is a real aggressive sell-off, but you're going to have a higher weekly bar as well in between. But the thing is this, that if you're riding something down that week that the stock popped, that sucked up your gains, you have to say like, okay, am I willing to give back? You're giving back, correct? You says like, well, I exited here. If you would have exited here on this day, you see right there, the little pin right there, you think that wouldn't be a good trade? Just look at that way. You think that wouldn't be a good trade? But if you want to be greedy, they're like, well, I want to go to a red line. Well, that's a different thing. But keep in mind, it's going to take another 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 month. 4 bars, 1 month. The point is, I told this guy yesterday, I said that people can't even handle a trade for 2 days. 2 down days in the market, like, oh, most of the people just blow up their account over one single session. It's sad, to be honest. I mean, if you ask me, it's really, really sad. Blowing up an account is one thing, but that some people cannot literally handle a 2 down days.
Also, Mo, with the weekly signals, once the trade's in profit, there's nothing wrong with taking 25% or 35% of the trade off.
Exactly.
And then stick, mentally, just you have a stop under the low, you can't lose. And unless there's a crazy gap down, but you know,
Correct.
you're just de-risking the trade. Forget about it then. Let it run.
Yes. It's again, the thing is like this one, right? Look how it's fighting that. Okay, it triggered on 11:10, correct? Against this week low, which was 11:3. So the stop loss on this one goes to 142.1, right? Look, choppy 1, 2, 3, 4. A huge sell off, right? And then yet this week it popped. It's holding. It's trying to hold. It's trying to hold this what? It's trying to defend this low, right? So this one right there, 151.35, right now the price at 153.65, that's still a valid trade, is a valid signal. Okay. So this PM Philip Morris, I think they make those cigarettes, the cigarette company, I think they have. Yeah, Philip Morris. So they are the ones that like if this thing's trying to climb up like this, beautiful. It's supposed to do it now because this is the buy signal. It hasn't failed. If the price is going to dip down, take out this 142.11 low, which is this 11.3, right? Weekly bar right there. So this is the previous week low anyway. So that's it failed. So that's your risk is defined there, you know? So it just, I mean, this is a great trade setup right there on a weekly time frame. Couple shares, let it run. Okay, what is my exit point? First is this, 162. Second is this, 180. So they have two exit points to the upside. So if you close from 153 to 162, let's say, that's what, 10, 11 points? The stock doesn't really move that much to keep that thing in mind. I mean, it depends on the ATR, but most of these stocks, they're on like 2, 3 points average move. So like this week move was what? 146 to 153. So it moves what? 146, 56, 46. Okay, I'm gonna do a math. Um, 6 points, right? From 146 to 153, 6 points. So 6 point move. So it's not a very like um crazy moving stock. But again, every stock is different. But the point is like if you ride this from 153 to 162, right? So that's 9 points. 9 points if you buy 25 shares, that's $225. Buy 50 shares, you make 500 bucks. That's just one exit right there. What if it stretches more? We don't know how many weeks that will last, you know? I mean, this one held pretty long. This one was only 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 1 month and like 1 week. These are great signals. Trust me, they work. I've done it for years. It just some of you are just too focused on a daily noise all the time. Nvidia is down 5 points. The world is ending. Look at the bigger picture. Don't just chase this. Look at this pop. Jeez. I looked at me. I was like, man, this is crazy. I looked at this signal, okay, on Monday at the open. I could have opened it. I don't know what's gonna happen, but look at this move this week. Look at the size of this bar. Monday I was looking at, I think there's Nike was one. This one, there's like a few more. And like I think this, I need to look at the daily time frame. And daily has a buy signal here as well. Wow, a double buy. Look at that move. You see like each day by day just up here, dip, and then this, and then as soon as you go here to this time frame, one rocket ship right there to the upside. It just cuts that noise, and it's just all the charting that I've been doing over the years. right? It's been a very long time. There's number one thing that I've always wanted to ignore noise. Filter the noise out of the picture, clean process. That's why I got so interested in the swing trading over Elliott. I mean, I've done Elliott for a very long time. And and I just got to a certain stage at the end. It's just like just starting to become just too damn boring, you know. I've I still do it, but very limited. And just it was very difficult, um, especially in a fourth wave. Is the most difficult wave to trade. And the second wave is not as bad as long as you got the eight swings off the low, because that's just a high and low swing, and a count from a 1-2 is much easy, you know, this move. And you're looking for this. But this fourth wave, man, this just torture the hell out of you, you know? Very hard to trade, and you don't even know how it goes, especially a triangle and a complex. It takes forever, these kind of complexes, you know? Or then if you go into a triangle, oh yeah, you're done for weeks. So it depends what time frame you're looking at. These are the two nasty corrections that Elliott wave has. But then I switched into the swing trading. That just cuts that noise, you know? No like thinking like triangle or zigzag or a flat. I don't care. Swing will guide me which where I'm at, where I'm going. What do I need to what do I need to defend? You know? So that's why I just years after years and I scripted the hell out of different swings, and here we are. Yeah, that's a good way. Forgot his name was successful money manager said they always take profit when stock hits 25% gain. Yes. Yeah. Again, again, we don't know, okay, where the price is gonna go. This scenario right there, a buy signal triggered. Monday I might stupid. I should have opened a trade on this one, but I didn't. It's okay. What would be my first exit? This. Second exit, this. Where the price is at. Right to the pink line. You have everything on a one chart that I'm going to give you as long as you're here with me. One chart. It will have a red line. It will have your yellow, green, pink, blue. That's all you need. And you just either stop looking at every single day and you just set up a price alert and just shut the computer off. Like, I don't care how the day is going, but I want to make sure how my week is going, how my weekly bar is forming, week by week, week after week. Okay, these are great long-term portfolio you can build. Swing trading, we can do it on a daily time frame. You leave that thing on me. How we structure the trade, do we do a vertical, do we do a butterfly, can we buy some time, this and that. We do all that part of stuff. This is where you make your wealth. Focus on this. Mark my word. Okay, I don't, I know a lot about technicals. I don't, anything I do just to the perfection level. Okay. So could be. I mean, what to buy is all about, I mean, we went through several stocks. I mean, it's everything is like, especially Mag 7. It's kind of a bit of a mixed bag, but we could go over. BKNG had a weekly sell buy signal. Well, this thing is very expensive to buy. So let's go through some of them here that we could catch. If anything, G as a sell signal. These are weekly time frames, so you kind of have a pretty good idea. There's not that many, but we'll see what triggers on. News big pop right there. Now I could have daily would have something or this, but we're just looking at a something. Adobe moves trying to move, but nothing confirmed yet. Off the low, Lockheed, no, still has a weekly sell signal. UNH is a sell signal, I know that. UNP is moving, the two trade. Look at that dip. That's crazy. There's an example for you to test your nerves, how this system works. Look at that. Signal fired here on this weekly, which is a massive week. Look at this week. Look at the flush for the next 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look where the price stopped. And look where the price is at. Don't judge. Never ever judge a trade or panic as long as the price doesn't cross below the red line. It can come as close as by a couple pennies. Okay? Look at the rebound from the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's been 7 weeks now. Over a month and a half, going almost 2 months. See the low? That's the beauty of these signals. The low must hold. A weekly time frame is not really gonna poke you out with those wicks and stuff like daily does. Daily is because you can't control it. What can you do? But I still look for the actual close to officially see if that thing disappeared. But look how close it. Look where it is. It's just every trade is different. Because you're trying to pick something from the bottom up, and this one is still. Look at that. Triggered here, rallied for a week, a little bit. Look how much it gave back against this. But the question is, can you handle this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 weeks. That's almost what? 2 months? 1 week? See, this is the thing. This is where the trading tests your nerves. 9 weeks. You in a position that you open somewhere around here. For 9 weeks, you just kind of sitting kind of flat and down. The point is that the trade weekly signals takes several pretty much, if you calculate the time, they take several months to fire the signal. Once the signal fires, it will keep you several months to end the trade as well. They don't instantly flip, especially the bigger names. Okay, the last months can last you quarter. Yes, you're gonna have dips, but that's the part of the trend. Trend just not gonna just straight up. It's gonna have back and forth fluctuations, right? But the trend is forming. I'm watching B and nothing comes up yet. But there's a daily has a buy signal on this, but I need to confirm this weekly to see if B just might I think it's gonna break out next year. Looking like a pretty nasty looking wedge. I don't know. We'll check on Monday, see if something triggers here. I go long BA. It's gonna have a stop loss here. It's not there yet, but it's gonna. So this week is closed. So I'm gonna check on Monday to see if it triggers a buy signal because there's a demand zone here. Most likely it will. Pretty good feeling. So then we're gonna use this low right there, 186 is going to be the stop loss. So no official confirmation yet until Monday at the bell. Bell, everything is going to get updated. So I have an eye from watching B. So if we get our, I mean, if this signal fires on BA on Monday, I'll open the trade on this one right away. And then we'll see if we can try to play the breakout next year on this. So we're gonna at least target this pivot high right there. That would be the at least a bare minimum. Take out the previous swing high for trend. Uh, why is it not clipping? Okay. Yeah, right there, whatever the. So I have my eye on this one. I'm watching. So we'll see what happens. Monday, I'm gonna find out. So I just try to see if we can try to play this breakout for the next couple months. Um, just Home Depot doesn't have anything. ABT, no, it's very choppy. EG, very weak. Nice, nice wick though. I like that. That's very nice. So still got a work to do. AIG already got a huge move. Should have gotten this trade. That's okay. Not every trade has my name on it. That's all. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna catch another one. Signals for life. Mark my word. Yeah, see, this one's gonna get invalid RTX. See, very choppy. Such a strong. See, that's a strong. This one clip here. This is really not a very clean read in this one. You see, traders here. Look, it flushes you out right there with this massive wick. Look at that run from here. Yeah, that's a tough one to fight. Not a very clean read like the other. Look at the BMY. This one is gone. Bristol Myers. Accenture is going as well. It's working. Still got a work to do, but that would be the first exit point right there. So anywhere what the entry is, first, second, that's going to be the wall here because you got the moving averages coming down here along with this yellow line. So it's going to be a thick wall. And then if it's work is way up, then you go from there. If this signal's gonna it's gonna give you the right, Walmart still going. But you have to understand this that you're looking at from April 21st until the end of the year. It's one signal since the April. It's been going like this. It's very choppy if you look at them. Like how many months that you actually just went back and forth. Look at that. You give him how much you're making here and how much you're giving back. Pretty much everything. It's not a very clean upside move that like this. This is clean, right? See, no overlapping. I hate overlap price structure. It makes it like those narrow swings back and forth. Yeah, they just test your nerves really, really bad. But keeps your, signal is active but like this, what you call a trend. See? Lasted several weeks, got a dip, higher highs, higher low, higher high. That's just beautiful. This is what you call a well-defined, one beautiful trend to the upside. Yeah, this kind of a grind up is working because price is still making higher highs. You see this higher high, higher low, lower high. It's just, but now it's 116. So it's not a very huge big mover, but there's JP Morgan Chase. you know. They're going for like fucking all year long, you know. So just there's a new one right there on this one. Drive. Yeah, look at this one. This one triggered on the 10th. Poked below here now. Defending 74.50. For that is the actual low. Very weak chart. Oh boy. Very weak chart. Yeah, not a very doesn't move that much. There's like a 1-2 point ATR stock. 1 to 2 point it moves on a daily basis. Verizon has one, I know. That's a couple calls stock anyways. UPS has it. UPS is working right here against this right there. 82. Now it's at 100. I think that was the earning pop, I believe, and just kind of chopped around for like three, like what's this a full month right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't anything. But this week had a bit of a pop right there. So the minimum upside is 111, the green line. So from here, right, it made it to the blue line actually in this week and has been chopping around ever since for the last 5 weeks. And now it's trying to clear this blue line. So what is the next one is the green line. Where is the green line? It's at 111. Where is the 100 moving average? 116. So next upside um, pocket on this one, first zone. That is my so the first zone right there is going to be this. So you have 111 and you have 116. So this is going to be your zone from here to here, the next upside from here. So that's one, that's two, that's three, that's four. So how long, I don't know. These are the trades you can define like you buy it, forget about it. That's it, you know, until it reaches your one of those upside lines. Just ignore every week to week price action. And now if you go to a daily time frame, look at that. Still had a buy signal here, hasn't got a sell signal. Damn, that was close. AT&T has this a tough one. Apple is still going, but it's fine. Read this. See, the thing is, this is just like I know the daily is gonna have a sell signal, gonna have a pullback and all that, but you have to watch the weekly time frame. Okay? I don't panic over a downswing on a daily time frame. I want to make sure, always want to make sure that what is my weekly structure looks like. I can handle a pullback. Okay, if I have shares, I have no problem. Option, yeah, I mean, that's where I'm going to take the punishment. But if I have enough time, I'm going to be okay. The worst thing is just, you know, be fine. Mickey Mouse, I'm watching this one as well. This is on my radar. I have Boeing and Disney. These two are on my watch list to see what happens. This is ready for a breakout as well. It's been sitting under a sell signal for a very long time now, since 728. So it's been almost 2 quarters now. I mean, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, it's been 4 months now. So haven't got, this was the previous one triggered here against this low this week, against this low. This sell triggered against this high. So something is gonna come up here. So Disney and Boeing, write those two down. And we'll see what the target has a buy signal. This one triggered, yeah. Nike, and this one triggered last week. This week, not last week, this week. Against this 84.50, 52. So what is the upside? First would be the green line, right? The green line is at 103. So we are at 197. So 103, 118, 120, and then you stack them up. So first it needs to get here first. Once it gets here, does it back off? Does it go up? No idea. Get here first, then we'll see what happens. It's just a roadmap, I mean, but how candles open, close, and what high and low is made, I mean, and we're gonna make, well, we have no idea. Okay. But we have the exit lines. Look at that. Jeez. Okay, what is this? So you have a General Motors, cars that nobody buys. Okay, one of the shitty cars. And stock is up like over 60% year to date. And they have Tesla here less than 10%. Look at that. Against this low. Still going. So same thing. Yellow, green, pink, blue. Now it's trying to push it here. I don't know if it's gonna make it in the next 2 weeks. It might to 88. That's the thing though, it's just like we don't know how much, how the how long the how far the price will stretch. But the exits are here on one chart. Do you exit here? Well, buy signal still active. Screw it. Go to the green line. Look, hit the green line. How the price backed off. These are the focus on this. I will guarantee you this, that I'm not gonna I would take the word back. I would say like you're gonna see a big change in your portfolio next year if you just focus on these. Just cut the noise. Costco is under a sell for a long time, so nothing. PayPal's now. Salesforce, nothing yet. This one. There's the ones I'm definitely gonna catch. So T-Mobile still taking a beating. Huge. Look at the dip from here under a sell. Honeywell, same, nothing here. Nike had one, already looked at them. So Nike, Uber has a sell, I know. This week. Yeah, they'll last like several weeks, but on the daily, you're gonna see like 2, 3 point pop. The daily structure is gonna be moving, but not the weekly. Weekly doesn't shift that much. So FedEx is, look at this. Look at the months of grind. Now it's breaking up.
Will you look at UPS as well after, please?
I already did.
Oh.
Yeah, UPS we did earlier. Right there. We covered this.
Look at that high. What was it? 220 or something crazy.
Yeah.
The stock's been taken out to the cleaners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
never made a higher high.
Yeah, it just has a long way to go. But I think it's gonna go. Who's
It
gonna
pays
grow this
it
thing?
pays over 6% dividend.
I know.
It's
I know.
crazy. Like, geez.
They're just this company just getting F man with their union workers. They just came up with that stupid pay plan that a clean sweeper over there is probably making 100 grand a year. They just this company biggest downside is the unions there. It's the union. I remember a couple of years ago they did a massive strike. They don't want to do any. It's just how the planes and everything got all backed up. And yeah, it's just their renewal's gonna come and they're gonna have a new demand, and then a company has to go. It just that's crazy. Just so Caterpillar is still go. Goldman Sachs is good. Still going from 494. BlackRock has a sell signal. We know that. AMD has a sell signal on the weekly. I know that. Well, weekly on the AMD, weaker. Um, Now keep in mind that a weekly would have a sell signal, can give you a buy signal on a daily time frame. Okay. So that buy signal that you're looking at on a daily time frame is the bounce within that weekly time frame picture. Okay, so don't ever confuse that. So because you're looking at two different time frames. So one side has a sell on a weekly, but the daily triggers a buy signal. That trade, it doesn't mean you cannot trade the buy signal. Of course you can. It's kind of the same rules, same regular, has the same rules as well. But you should be remember this, that your weekly structure is down, but you're trying to play the bounce into a daily time frame. Okay, weekly is the engine. You're just trying to structure your trade based on a moving parts only. When they both lines up together, that is doesn't happen that often, but I'm always looking for those kind of a trades when it has a double buy. I call them double buy, meaning weekly and daily both has a buy signal. Very close. That just, I mean, almost impossible to find. But there are few stocks that they're gonna come across in front of me. I don't leave those stocks alone if it has a double buy. Those are just close your eye, just push the button, just get in as quick as you can. Open the damn trade. If it's gonna dip a little bit, you can always add a little bit more, but just open the trade. But just doesn't. Those are what you call one of those perfect signals, and those aligns up really well with RRG as well on the relative rotation graph. You know, that kind of a clear setup is very hard to find. I have a scanner that could picks it up. The scanner, the only one is going to give me that hint, because when I'm going to run a weekly scan and once I'm going to run a daily scan back and forth, like, with two time frame, and if the same stock will pop on the weekly and daily, then I will know right away that's the one to get. But the scanner is not going to scan two because they're two different time frame. Remember, weekly is gonna be much a longer time frame, but then on the daily you're gonna have a lot of swings going back and forth, right? So so let's say if you have, look now, let's say 91.87, switch to daily. Look at that. So we were at what, 91, somewhere around here. Here, so that had a buy signal that time at 85, rode all the way to 180, got a sell signal down to 158, up to 257, down to 207. Now got, you see, you're trading this. You can be in and out of the trade on this time frame compared to this write up. So you have to select your time frame. See, but my focus is what I do, what I've been doing. I buy shares. Very few times I buy leaps. I buy shares on my brother's account, on the portfolio that I manage for myself on my account, based on a weekly time frame. I just buy shares, 25 shares, 35 shares, 50, 75, 100, depends. Okay. Usually I go like 75 to 100, 150 shares each stock. So just leave the trade open on a weekly time frame. That is my long-term growth portfolio. I call them alpha growth, my growth portfolio. And then all the swing trading that I do with you guys, they're all based on daily time frame. Okay, trades can last a couple days, a couple weeks. I don't think we have anything going over a month or so. Like call it a month, 1 month. So that is my swing trading account that I manage with day-to-day basis, the trades that I'm doing. Sometime I'll take like a 1 hour signal on my own here. It just depends what I'm doing. Only if I'm in a mood. I don't really go into a smaller time frame. It becomes very messy, so you're gonna get clipped out really fast. So this way I grow my longer term account over time and just keep the swing trading account on one side and just swing trade over there. And the swing trade, I don't buy anything over there, meaning that I don't buy any shares on that account. It is strictly just for vertical spreads, butterflies, that kind of stuff. No any margin and stuff. No, no nothing like something crazy on a swing side either. Just regular vertical or butterfly. Just I pay the debit. I know what I can afford, like what I can afford to lose if I'm wrong or if the signal fails, and keep going. So all the swing trades are the ones that you see it here. So rest all weekly. So the Boeing weekly is going to trigger. I mean, I'm going to buy shares. Okay. Same thing with Disney. I'm going to buy shares. So anytime the weekly signal fires, okay, I buy shares. And I don't, that's me. I'm not telling you you have to do the same thing. That's me, how I manage the money, how I run my portfolios, how I manage my account, and how I grow my accounts. So I do the weekly on this way, and then all the daily time frames swing trades back and forth. Oh boy. Then I do it here. Okay. You do that for the next year, and I'm going to show you all the weekly signals. If you keep them that way, watch how your accounts grows. It's the best way to trade two accounts, one on the growth side, okay? They're strictly based on the weekly signals, and then you do your swing trading only based on the daily signals. That's it. You have two accounts. I run them both. Multiple people, have my own brother and me. I do the same thing for everyone. I'm not gonna use one account against another one with a different way. No, it's just been my style, and that's how I do it. Your growth will build by owning shares, not like this in and out kind of a nightmare. We have swing trades. Swing trades can pay. You can have six, seven, four. Like we have trades that we closed really too much. I bought this one yesterday, CPT. Why did I buy this one? Oops. I actually posted the thing here as well. Here, same thing I did. So I bought shares, 103. Signal actually triggered here. That's a good pullback that we got. Didn't really came across, just scanner picked it up yesterday. I was running some scans. So I bought shares on this one. Stop loss 697.88. Upside, we're looking at minimum 108 for now. This is a 23.8 and 38.2 is right here. So we're going to be looking at first zone, which is right here. So this zone is where we have two moving averages are coming down as well. So there's going to be a wall right here. So we'll see what happens at 103 from 103, whatever, if it gets down to 108, kind of this zone. We'll see what happens when it gets to, comes down, come up to this zone first. If it managed to clear this, yeah, I mean, we're good to 119, right? So I know it's going to last several weeks, right? But which is fine. I have no problem, no time limit. Let this thing work. And we'll see what happens. So that's the trade on this one, 90 against 97, 97.88, 97.85. Depends. I'll watch the low if the price is really going to push back. If it's not, then just we'll cut it off and that's it. Move on, find another one. It's a pretty well-defined risk play and just trying to see if we can get and hit this wall first. And then go from there. Amazon is working. I've got our time all the way till February. I got plenty of time on that. And there's a Netflix. It's almost close, pretty close. Yesterday, Amazon kind of backed off 4 points. That man's such a pig this year, man. So horrible stock, this one. Spotify was good. Actually, went up a little bit more, which is fine. Um, paid good. Kind of tested us for like a day or two, and so close this one. Oh boy. Then we close NVIDIA. NVIDIA I had the butterflies on top of it. I know some of you got a little confused with this thing, but you should have paid attention to this, that it has a percentage return with the money bag on it. Okay, so that is a closing trade. You cannot calculate percentage return on an open trade. So sometimes it's better to use a common sense instead of just focus on the exact wording, because I should have said closing order, but I just grab a copy paste that thing from Chat GPT. So, but you should have look at them, because no open trade um, is going to have a percentage return on a money bag. Okay, that's obviously a closing order. But anyways, um, NVIDIA, this one I close. This one, what is that? $700 or so. Yeah, this one 390 to 560. Then I had this butterfly that I did two extra. I structured that thing with the two extra insurance with the layers on them. So this one is another $200 on that one. Yeah, I made like, this is my wife's account, and it's like almost a little over 3 grand I made on this trade altogether with my account and this one. So it's closed. So it's all good now. It's down again. Down again. That's all I did. Amazon, Netflix, bought this one for the weekly signal. Close Spotify. Butterflies on NVIDIA. And then we had, that was before. Yeah. So yeah, Amazon, Netflix, Doggy. This one is still fighting these two. This is the pure Bitcoin play move. This one, okay. Well, we'll see what else I can find and throw a couple more. And just because now that we're going into a last stretch anyways, I don't know how the volume will look like, but we'll see. Um, I start pricing out a butterfly. I didn't really finish yesterday because butterflies, this thing takes forever to uh, to structure, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I could set up a butterfly to the downside here and buy something for a, I don't know if it's gonna break out. Do you really think that S&P is gonna break out the next 2 weeks above 69.50? Looks like it. I mean, it has a matrix dot is at here 6661. So we need to really, really defend this low right here. This. So this is a confirmation. It's a pink dot here. Just longer. Let's try to see if I could. As it takes time. S&P. I mean, I do mostly on the S&P. Then I gotta have to flip that thing. I need to do it first on the S&P, then turn them into a SPY. So I know a lot of you guys gonna trade SPY anyways. Because S&P is gonna be a little rich in premiums. And obviously it's gonna have a much bigger payout based on the theta as well, a lot less commission as well. So we'll see. I mean, I'll spend some time and see. I'm just thinking about structure here, something for next week or so. Well, we only have 2 weeks left, so it's gonna be very tight. So what is the external retracements here? We go here from Wednesday so much. So we go these. Oh man, so bad with this. Should have bottom up, and I'm like just doing from top to bottom. Idiot. Here, 68.13, 67.57. So that would be from this swing. Oops. So we already tested this yesterday. That would be the second test if things get a little hot, get another dip for next week. 67.57. So there's some serious liquidity sitting here, man. This thing's gonna sweep through really. You see these highs right there? I know the red line right there. This is right there. See this day, this high, yesterday high compared to this high. This is the zone. 68.95 to 69.20. There's a 25-point window. Okay, this is the area has to sweep. Now the question is, how fast things will turn around. The only positive sign, I mean, if it's gonna play out, is this, that anything can happen. We're right here now, and we have this left. So we ended this slow, choppy week, and then kind of bit of an upset. We just kind of flat. So if you look at this, we started off flat, and we're right here. See? I mean, after the weekend, it's going to be there because you cannot exactly match the time because the calendars moved. So right here. So from here, it's looking very damn promising, right? So The only thing I know on a daily time frame, weekly is fine. I'm not worried about that. But the only thing is just this damn thing is, you see right there. This that's a tough bet, man. This one as well. See Q's and Andes. I looked at it yesterday. I was like, what the hell? And yeah. So just I don't know, we're just gonna go sideways here to end the year. That's the only thing is 50 right there. So 50 is at 67.48. So let's mark that one. Make our downside zone here. So we can color this zone here from here to here. So that would support that will support the 50 and 38.2, which is the swing from the low, that rally we just had, right? So we would have, so we have upside zone, which is right here, and we have that 50 with a 38.2, this zone, okay? So I will I will structure a butterfly in this zone, right? And if the fake Santa is gonna come into a play, I mean, you can buy. There's two ways to do it. The butterfly is gonna burn premiums, I know. So there's two ways to do that. Two ways to do is meaning that you buy a vertical spread for a breakout, okay? Or you can set up a butterfly to the upside for a breakout. And put, so I'm talking like the vertical spread would be ideal. To buy a long dated spread, which is 2 months out, and then you sell a butterfly with 2 weeks up only, because you want the butterfly to decay fast with time. So what I mean by that is this is to set up like a little butterfly here, right here, right? So this zone right there is set a butterfly, and then from this high to this, you buy a vertical spread, which is 2 months on time. You have plenty of time for the breakout. The breakout can happen 2 weeks from now. The spread is going to pay you anyways. So you have 2 months out on a spread for a breakout. So you have enough time. But at the same time, we don't get the spread. This butterfly right there, you know, can give us a little bit of a juice that we're trying to collect. Look at that cute butterfly I draw. Look at that. So, so the vertical goes here. I have to structure again. I have to play around with the upsides. S&Ps are not easy. Suckers, there's such a. I mean, I do it on S&P all the time, but then I can just easily flip them into a SPY. But it's just they're so big strikes. You have to adjust those strikes really good. So I'll work on them. That's what I was thinking, is to I mean, we can do a diagonal, but it just diagonal is gonna if it's gonna puke, it's gonna it will it will keep us theta positive, but any kind of a downside is gonna is gonna lose is gonna lose a lot of time. Butterfly at least gonna help. So I don't know. I mean, see, the only question is the most difficult. Like anybody can, I don't know. You can make butterflies. The only where to center the damn thing. You know, the body of the butterfly. Because that's where you sell it. You know, you want to sell a 68, you want to sell a 67.50, you want to sell a 67. That's always a hard, tough decision. Because that's what the center of the body is just, but the wings you can always adjust them. Because you have an upper wing and you have three of them, you know. Buy here, you sell twice as many in the middle, and then you have there. So you have +1, -2, and +1. This is the body of the butterfly, which is if you lay the butterfly sideways, this is the body right there. That's your wings. It's the same concept here. But the butterfly in this case is going kind of laying sideways. This one is sitting up. So you sell in two, buying one protection here for the wing, second protection here for the downside. That's the structure of a butterfly. Then you fit them here. Vertical, you buy one here, sell one here. That's the directional bet to the upside. I'll play around. We'll see. Okay, it's 12 o'clock. I gotta go. I'm not dragging this thing until 1 o'clock. I'm tired. Go eat. Go to bed. Okay, I think we went through focus your signals, man. Seriously. And that's the key. Growth portfolio and swing account. Choose your path. Be smart. If you want to trade, it's up to you. You try not to mix it. My trades are totally different. And I'm not just giving you trades. I'm risking my own money in each and every single trade. I lose, you lose. Simple as that. But you're going to win most of the time anyway, so don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about anything. I think,
Mo, will you just have a quick peek at rates? They've been ticking up lately. Do you want to look at
which we have,
the 10-year? Yeah, I think it's US 10Y.
what's the ticker?
Oh, maybe it doesn't show up for you. Weird. Um, ah. Well, you can look at the inverse and look at TLT and look how it's going down.
PLT had a
Well,
sell signal.
10-year treasury on toss is TNX column CGI
Thank you very much.
column CGI. TNX column CGI. CGI. You have to have a column. Yeah.
What is it called?
You need two dots.
Yeah. I don't, isn't it called column?
Colon, yeah.
Yeah. CGI. CGI.
No, it's not going to do
I
that.
think, I think something is
PXN.
missing.
Oh,
That's the 3-year, but yeah, okay. We can look at the, well,
hang on.
Hey Mo, it is TNX CGI. I like India.
Nothing TNI.
but you got to do the colon. Yeah. There, he posted it in the chat. Sorry to make a confusion at the end.
Yeah, the buy signal on the weekly.
Yeah. It's just interesting. They're cutting rates. And here you
Yeah,
got
Bond Vigilante is back.
yeah, not yet, but you can see it starting, Remember, like months ago, I mentioned it to you. There's this weird there's this chartist online. I think it's McClellan, that guy. He overlays rates with gold, and gold ripped, and obviously gold leads. There's a time delay on it, but if this follows gold, then Trump's not going to be happy tomorrow, next year. And the question is if we're going to get the pullback, what's going to cause the pullback? Is it going to be political? Is it going to be rates? What's going to trigger it?
Midterm election seasonality.
Yeah, typically you're going to run up into it, so you get the correction sooner than later, right? And rates he can't control, right? They can bring down their rate, but they can't control the bond market.
Who in the world can build signals on a VIX except for me? I double dare challenge anyone build something on VIX. You know, but daily had a sell thing. I know that daily had a sell, and so does the weekly. That little pop right there yesterday was on that sell off. It backed off.
There's been a lot of call buying happening around February, March, and April.
If the buy signal will trigger, yeah. Then if the sell signal triggers on the S&P, I mean, I'm gonna start putting downside, but I need confirmation. If just go off with the screen, buying something ahead of time, and we simply just don't know. We
You,
have a well-defined structure that builds in front of us on a daily and a weekly basis that give us the exact sell signal and a buy signal, and we're gonna act. I don't hesitate. I'll take a freaking risk. I take them all day long.
yeah, and we might even get the buy signal on the VIX first before the sell on the SPY, and you get a spot up with the VIX. So
Yeah, I mean, it will daily keep in mind this is sell. Okay, fine, it stays sell. But these are weekly bars. Daily has to move basically, let's say, call like over a week or two. What if it has a sell signal active on a on a weekly time frame? Then the daily signal fires. It has to last at least like 2 weeks or so. Then the weekly will flip. You follow me? Because any upside on the daily time frame, let's say for the next week and a half or two, is going to be limited under the daily buy signal. Why? Because it has a weekly sell signal. Structure is here, not on a daily time frame. Okay, it's the same thing when you look at a weekly swings versus a daily swings. Okay, daily swing is going to have a lot of back and forth swings. Weekly will not. Okay, we're looking for clean read and a swing. Okay, like Meta right there. You see, Meta weekly swing flipped. Right, this 711 number is fake number. It didn't happen yesterday. But you see what happened here? Now the swing is recording the same high. The prices never went there, and it calculated the time as well. So I know on Monday they have it's an ex-dividend day for Meta. So there's a pretty good chance that Meta is going to puke on Monday. Then the payout I believe is on the 23rd. On the 23rd. Yeah, I don't know if you. Yeah, Meta pays dividend as well. So Just to let you know. So, um, so we'll see on Monday. Probably we'll see what happens on Monday. But the thing is, like the daily swing is up. Sorry, the weekly. You know. So we need to defend this low at a 580 to see if we still need like 3 weeks of lower low, or we just need to defend this 581 for next week. To get flushed out. So Meta should be okay because Meta has a weekly buy signal as well. So it should be okay right there. This fake move yesterday, man, is just not right. Everything is getting calculated there as well. What happened here yesterday? I have no idea. So Meta is good. I'm gonna hunt more. I mean, I can go up to I don't really wanna. I can open S&P 500. You're gonna have a bunch of stocks there. The KLA, TPO, App Lovin, it's fine. PWR. I mean, it's just a matter like every single stock is gonna show you that. This Caterpillar here, AutoZone under a sell here, Micron. So these are not S&P 100 stocks. So I have to kind of like go in there to kind of scan through those. But again, my main focus is always on the S&P 100 stock. 50 is always my ideal, but I've 400. That's it. I'm gonna find one way or another few trades out of that 100 stocks. Come on. I mean, I need to go up to this. I'm an S&P. I have a watch list on the other monitor. I'm just going click by click. That's the S&P, the full 500 stocks. So you got EME and all these, like you see, like every stock has it. We're just looking at a weekly signals. I do kind of look them through to see how which stock. Look at this. Jesus. Look at that move, man. Red, yellow, green, pink, blue. You name it. Some of these stocks, some of these signals can run crazy. As long as they remain valid, there's nothing for. Look at this. Look at these moves. Look, against this low. That's all you have to defend this damn low. Not you, but the price has to just hold this last week low. There it goes. It even went above red line as well. That's the most extended fibs that I have. That's why it's backing off now. Some of these I'm just telling you, like there's a new one right there, this one. That's an expensive stock. I'm not gonna buy this. Arista network, that's not a sell signal. They're weakening. Some of them are okay. Look at that. It takes patience. That's all it is. But that's what I'm saying is like once I will buy shares, I don't babysit, you know, each daily sessions. Like, yeah, I know it's gonna dailies. Just well, I'm gonna start looking at 15 minutes. From daily, it's just noise. Shorter swings, faster signals, faster turns. These are just 1 week bar. Either goes up and down, and just as long as it defends the low when the signal fires. Look at that. 42 to 90. Some of these, I mean, some of these runs are just in crazy. Doesn't mean that we're not gonna get more, of course. Look at that 113. Hit it right there, 167. All we're watching this low. You see, none of that low got taken out. Look at that. I don't even know what that KKR. DHO. We move. Then you need to have a good liquidity in a stock. See, bro, this one fired a new one. Zero right there. I've traded this one in a year before or so, then I haven't stopped looking at this company. This is like if this is a 500, God, 500 stocks in front of me, I don't even know which one to click. But again, that's a new one right here. This one, what's it called? Matter Price Financial, $500 stock. This, so, see, you sell the same thing, working on the way down. You know, Palantir, the sell signal as well, on a weekly time frame. It needs to break because this triggered here, and it had the invalidation here on this high right there, which is basically all-time high. No, 207.52. That would be that'd be a good short right there. Huh? Think I short the stock on Monday. It's still gotta run its course because this extended quite a bit just to play this move back here. Where is that? 183. I sure it's the same thing. You just flip the you're going up and you're coming down. You just gotta make sure 207.52 doesn't break. I don't think Palantir is gonna make a new high. Ord, look at that. And this sucker needs to cool off as well. 149.41. Actually backed off. Oops. Yeah, it's a valid sell signal. I know, got so many of these stocks here, but that doesn't mean it's a lot of risk, man. I can't just um, flood you with these left and right saying you can't trade that many of them. Come on. Autodesk has mean reversion. LIX or EMR. Blackstone. This one is a new. There you go. Blackstone Group. Yeah, that's a fresh meat right here. Against this low, 140. So service now, nothing. It's gonna split anyways, targets. GPC has it, yeah, right there. Dove, EOV, this one is going in now. You know, bought this stock on my brother's account and I closed it. Stupid man. Um, Domino's has one, yeah. Domino's has in here. SMCI, nothing here under a sell signal for several weeks. Coinbase, it's a sell, I know. MSTR has a sell. Garmin, nothing. Best Buy, nothing. Steel Otter is making a way up from here. Still going. Oh, Daddy. Daddy is right there now. Nothing here in this one. Go Daddy. Something's gonna come here. Rotation is improving on this one. Car, nothing. Multi group. Gotta buy the mean reversion. That's the pink one. Measure a sort of like an ABC move. Look at this one. Gee, Ross store. Look at that. STLD. We did this trade. It's crazy. That's the. I'm always looking for this kind of a setup. It's so damn hard. Like you see, diagonal A, B, C. So that was 8 swings that you need. That's what you need. Eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 swings confirms the low. Just remember that. 8 swings. So we're doing the same thing here. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That 8 structure builds, and if it holds, I'll look for this five-way move to the upside. Okay? It could be an A, could be a 1, could be a B, could be a 2, could be a C, could be a 3, but who cares if I'll throw a label? But do it for you here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically, according to the Elliott wave, when you have a motive diagonal from the low, your minimum downside retracement always going to be a prior fourth wave. Okay? So the prior fourth wave is at 87.6. Okay? I mean, it doesn't need, it has to, must, like, hit the mark, but that's your minimum downside um, price retracement. So it built a zone here at 89,250 to 87.6. This zone right there, the green one, if it holds, that's just gonna, it should rip back to the upside. So we'll at least will have, unless if it fails, then boom, it rolls over. But we need 8 swings from the low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we'll have 8 completed move. Then we'll look for 5. Because C wave right there is always going to be a 5 wave. So this is a perfect example for you to learn. Diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see right there? You see the pullback A, B, C. You see this price right there? Came right to this prior fourth wave. I know Elliott. Okay. You see what I'm here? So that's why I had this wedge here. So this is a bullish wedge pattern if it's going to break out. So took an entry here for this breakout, and that's happened. So same structure here is going to take a few more days because first this takes forever to complete. So does the triangle. Diagonals takes forever to complete once they form and when they end on the top. Okay. So once they complete, it's just the typical retracement is always going to be it's a prior to second wave. Okay, that's where they start. And they don't start from here, they start from here. But most of the time it's normally a wave 4 retracement, prior fourth wave. And then from there it goes up into a 5-way move. Unless if this is just a choppy kind of uh, the 5-way move, like the just this way, it's like a bear flag because you have a downtrend here anyways. So now this one will open the downside here. So nothing is confirmed until I can count 8 swings off the low. So that's Elliott work. 5, 6, 7, 8. So if the price can manage to stop somewhere around here, that should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5 swings to the upside because C wave is an actionary wave. It's always going to be a 5 wave. It not be a 3-way move. Or if it's a third wave, must be a 5-way move. If it's a C wave, must be a 5-way move. So there's no other way. So it's gonna go in a 5-wave up anyways. So that would have happened if 8 swings will confirm. That will confirm this low. So there's a massive manipulation going on in a Bitcoin that it dumps 10 o'clock every single day. Notice that. It stays kind of firm. New York session opens right around, like, I've been watching pretty much every day. It dumps, goes down like 2,000-3,000 points. They cover their shorts, then they're gonna buy it, and then slowly it recovers and it bounces back up by the end of the close. So they're doing this thing every single day. There's just people writing that thing on Twitter as well.
Mo, there's an ETF coming out that's gonna buy the close, sell the open.
Oh, there you go.
That's gonna do the strategy for you. How's that?
Yes, it's a tough one. You know, they just yeah, I do futures. It's just um look at this. This guy is such a FOMO dude. This trend spider guy. Oh, he's doing that. You see, that's what I'm talking about. See? If that structure failed, that will define this. But the thing is that you need 8 swings. And I have a feeling that it will hold. But if you're wrong, then something will take another leg down. Um, yeah, you're doing it a weekly as well. Yeah, this is why I'm on a daily time frame. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But the thing is that the weekly has a sell signal. You get that. But daily has a buy signal. So I'm having my finger crossed if this sucker can hold. Okay. So has not had a sell signal. So just I'm I'm hoping if this is right, because I don't I don't give any opinions. I don't base my technicals based on any opinions of what will happen, what could happen. Do we have another one? We do, I just strictly follow the screen. Trade in the direction of the signal. Simple as that. You don't need no noise, no decisions. Oh, we might should make one more low, or we should go one we could go anywhere, who knows? So it's the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. If the price comes back down and retest this low right there, we'll be okay. Okay. So it is not gonna invalidate this buy signal anyways. So that's one more dip right there for the day. Should cover this, and this is the move we're looking for. Then I'll measure the upside. Just need 8 swings. That's it. So I think we're pretty close. In a day or two, we're gonna find out next week. So So this is a downside right here. This and this. This area right there, if it holds, Bitcoin should see a nice juicy pop to the upside. This must hold zone. We're just simply gonna take this low to this high. Let's say I'll use this for now. I could be down, but number's gonna move. I don't know where the low is. I'm just assuming thing right now. Yeah, one or two. Right around in this zone is where we have these moving averages. You're gonna have a nice pop back to like 100,000. I think it's gonna get there. If the price managed to break lower, then it's gonna be a last push. What it means that it means that it will have a confirmed five-way move to the downside. Just to keep that thing in mind. The Bitcoin is going to be toast for us sometime. What I mean by that is this. There's a hope here. One, two, three, four, one final fifth. So now if you have a five completed wave, that makes it one A or one. So now you have a five completed wave to the downside. So if you have a five completed wave, that will give you another one bounce. Then you have to take this entire move projected from this high to a lower low. Yeah, so Bitcoin is probably gonna go up with another down quarter next year. If that happens, it's gonna you don't want five-way moves. So I'm really hoping that it can hold. So should be okay, but it's a crazy volatile thing. It's gonna rip hard. You just don't know. But the problem is that a lot of these big players, they got all flushed out. The liquidity players are all gone. So the people like guys who are trading on margins and stuff, they all got flushed out. So that's why there's not enough buyers in there. And the ones are in there with big money are the ones that are manipulating this thing by selling at a specific time during the day. You see? Dip right there, all the way down here. Then the bottom. Look at the wick. Closing right there. Every freaking day they're doing that thing, man.
And mode, they're doing huge premium selling.
Yeah.
Huge. They've been doing it for months.
So 100% manipulated, right? Being manipulated right now for sure. Yeah, there's no way like you have a specific timing that you dumping and then you buying the low at the same time. It's just some institution like some who knows what they're doing. Here we are, like every bank is doing this and this and that and that. It just Bitcoin is kind of
It's funny because the crowd wanted the institutions in, right? Everyone was saying, "Oh, come buy our bags." Now that the institutions are here, no, nobody's happy.
exactly because it just the thing is this with the monthly is good. I know I'm watching. It's still an inside month. That will definitely gonna. The problem is this. Okay, I'm gonna show you some things here. 5 weeks down, 32%. 3 weeks down, 31%. You see how similar it is, right? So right now, and then up five, up six, right? Which is a good, which is good. Now you see the thing. 5 weeks down, I'm sorry, 5 months. We'll look at a monthly chart, much bigger time frame. 5 months down, five up. Three down, six up. That's good. We exceeded that time and price, right? Making a higher high right there. This pullback right there, okay, hasn't confirmed the down. So you see, like right now, the monthly bar is an inside month. It's black. See, it has no body like a doji, right? So there's nothing here. So that's why Bitcoin just literally sitting completely flat, right? It's being under pressure right now. At the same time, is defending this bar right there because it doesn't want to print three in a row. If it does that, the swing will flip to the downside. Okay, the swing is still up here. Now, here's the bad part about this. Okay, the bad part is this is these sell signals on the swings that I have. Sell signal triggered here, this sell signal triggered here. There you go. Not the sucker hit with a sell signal in October on a monthly time frame. You see, it's been under pressure ever since. This is a nasty, nasty sell signal. Okay, so now we go to a weekly time frame. See, the shorter swings. Yeah, they're all here. Look at the quarterly. Same thing. Okay, you see right there. This is the quarterly. So all I did is I flipped the time frame. Okay, so we went from monthly to quarterly. Okay, so higher the time frame is, stronger these signals gonna work.
So it has a quarterly sell signal right now?
Correct.
Oh damn.
I know.
And
This
the
is
outside bar.
plus is the outside bar.
Fuck.
So this one had an outside bar here as well, which is okay. It can reverse, but this thing right there, you see why the price is so damn under pressure right now? This triggered here as well last time back in 2021 in October. It was down for 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are quarterly bars. Each bar is 3 months long. Okay. So this is just, and then on this one, nothing on yearly because they're not going to go that far. So quarterly has it as well. So this is just, as I'm really hoping that it can reverse. Okay. It's not like cannot, but a lot of time it doesn't do that. Let's put it this way. It just is going to run its course. Okay, so you're gonna have to understand one thing that the higher time frame is under pressure. Okay, with these sell signal. I don't think I've shown you this thing before. But higher the time frame is, these signals are very nasty. Okay, I'll just put it this way. Last time we triggered here, this is another time it triggered. These are the quarterly bars. Now, if you go to the monthly time frame, same thing right there. See? Monthly, monthly, monthly. Okay, this is just, I mean, no, don't see, you see, nothing really triggered. There's one triggered here. See, next, it just like call it like the next month pretty much is like a guaranteed down month when this thing triggers. Okay, see here, down, down month. We're just looking to attack the low, the last month low. See, down month, down month. See, it doesn't trigger here, didn't here. It has to reach a certain swing conditions for this thing to fire. It's under pressure, for sure. I can see it, you know? So I just don't like this, man. I just don't like this. A nice run, 12 quarters for 715% off this low. But if this thing right there, I mean, was what almost all we already tested 38.2% retracement of the swing. Worst case is this is that for the next quarter, if it doesn't reverse, we're looking at probably 70. The 70 right there is gonna put us toward this swing right there. So we don't even look anything down. So that area right there is gonna become a huge zone. This.
Well, considering that it's up so much, over 700% from the last low there, would you not like? Seems pretty reasonable that it's going to go to that 70 mark at
Could be
least.
a typical retracement, you know. Right now, we already tested 83.91. But the question is that the sell signal just doesn't last one. I mean, well, if you're looking at a, depends on the time frame, a sell signal doesn't usually last a one single quarter. It's gonna run its course. Okay. So that's the thing though. So if we go back to a monthly time frame, you'll see monthly time frame last buy signal triggered here. So had a massive run ever since. So this so the rule of this one is not the previous bar. The rule is the low of that bar. Because this is a totally different world of trading signal on this screen. You know, the buy signal, the next day, the next month, the next week, the bar must be a higher bar. You need to take out the high of that bar. Consider as a higher bar. So they had a rally. It got hit here with a sell signal. Haven't got. It's gonna be another buy signal. I know for sure. I'm watching. You know, it's gonna take time. If there's something, we're gonna load the boat. So higher time frame, better the cleaner the signals are. Look at the weekly. Triggered here, higher bar, continued all the way up. Got hit with a sell signal left and right. Back, look at the sell signal here, backed off, made another false high right there on the wick. See the barely line turn green and then reverses. So I'm hoping that it could, it picks up really nice bottoms or a nice pop on the, yeah, these are different stuff. This is nothing close to this. And this is better, to be honest. The other stuff is just way too complicated and way more advanced. Swing trading is different. Okay, I gotta go. Have a good rest of the day, and I will see if I will ice out a butterfly, and then because you can see how the. That's my idea is to leave a butterfly for 2 weeks, and because we have a shorter. We're gonna lose a lot of time because of the holidays. And that time right there can really help the butterfly a lot. So